Welcome to the coolest stuff on the planet.
Hey Rachel, what's going on?
Salutations, Matt.
So what are we gonna do today?
We're gonna do some bird watching.
Bird watching, or birding, as they also call it. Where are we gonna do this?
We're gonna do some birding in Tanzania.
Let's go find some birds.
Okay. So first we should talk a little bit about bird watching and where it came from.
Well, we've always watched birds because, well, they've always been in the trees and flying around, and I think as humans, we're fascinated with flight.
And so you can see that in Stone Age paintings of birds on caves and surfaces. But actually, the modern version of bird watching actually started in the 18th century.
Oh, really?
Yeah, apparently Victorians loved them some bird watching.
They did.
But you don't have to be a bird watching geek to enjoy watching birds.
This is true. You can just appreciate the beauty of the birds and their flight.
That's right. And one really cool place to do that is in Tanzania, in this place called the Ngorongoro Crater.
So this is a giant crater, right? But not the kind of crater that you're probably thinking about. We're not talking about a meteor coming down and striking the Earth and creating this giant crater, right?
No, right. This is basically the remains of a collapsed volcano. Mm-hmm. So the volcano went boom, and this giant rim, this crater, what you see is the remains.
And not any normal volcano, right? We're talking about a huge volcano.
Yeah, it must have been really big because the crater is it's 12 miles across.
Yeah.
From floor to rim, it's about 2,000 feet.
2,000 feet. My brain does that kind of thing when we talk about this stuff. It just it's almost like it draws a blank of just wonderment.
I know, it's astonishing.
And I like that, it's addictive. So I'm going to continue doing that, so all right.
So the crater's cool, and talking about bird watching because it is full of birds.
Yeah, there's ostriches and flamingos.
Yeah, there's a lake in the middle of the crater. It's called Lake Magadi, I believe. I don't know if I pronounced it right, but it's home to bunches of flamingos.
That's so cool. And they're one of the only truly pink birds. Like just really pink.
Can I lay a fun flamingo fact on you?
Hook me up.
So flamingos are pink because of their diet. So they eat crustaceans and like plant matter that gives them this orangish pink color.
Wow. That's pretty cool. So if I ate a bunch of, say, zucchini, could I maybe change the little color?
I don't know.
Oh, let's try it.
We'll try it later.
Going to the farmer's market after this.
Yeah, it's a good experiment for after the podcast.
Okay.
But so yeah, you have flamingos, ostriches.
400 other species of birds. Just tons of them.
And apparently 100 of the species are only found in the crater. So they are what is called endemic to the crater. That's
really cool.
Yeah.
So this crater is basically a mini version of its surrounding area, right? Mm-hmm. Because you're outside of this crater, you have the Serengeti. But then the inside of it, you have a mini Serengeti.
Yeah, it's like they took all the animals from the Serengeti and like stuffed them in the crater. And they have their own little happy oasis in this crater. It's amazing.
I'd be really interested to see how all these different animals kind of migrate into the crater or how they all got there. Because obviously they didn't get there before the volcano collapsed.
That's true. I'm sure some of them maybe they slid down the sides.
Oh, dude, a giant animal slide on the side of a crater. I'm there.
You know what's interesting too about sliding in animals? I also read that apparently giraffes, unlike most of the other Serengeti animals that are in there, apparently there are no giraffes because they think giraffes would have a pretty difficult time getting down the sides of the crater.
So yeah, so there are tons and tons of animals: elephants, cheetahs, wildebeests, lions, hippos, but only male elephants, right?
Yeah, that's what I'd read, that because apparently the female elephants tend to flock together more, and male elephants are often loners. So I guess the groups of elephants didn't want to scale those really tall sides, and so you have a lot of male elephants hanging around in there. But apparently there are about 30,000 animals hanging out in the crater.
Yeah, and lots of those are birds.
That's right. So bird watching, Tanzania.
Sounds like a winning couple.
For more on this and thousands of other topics, visit howstuffworks.com and let us know what you think. Email travelpodcast@howstuffworks.com. Don't forget to check out our other podcasts, free on iTunes.